I'm Marcus Blake. I'm with That Nerd Show.
Cool.
So, tell us a little bit about your film.
Yeah. Well, my name is Maurizius Staerkle-Drux. I'm from Switzerland, half German,
Okay.
Swiss German, and I'm here with my movie, which is called Concrete Love.
Okay.
And Concrete Love is about a really famous German architect family. It's like Gottfried Böhm and his wife, Elisabeth Böhm, both like 94 years old, still working. And their 3 sons who are also all architects. So it's really a movie about them living together and building all that stuff they have done in Germany, especially after post-war.
Right.
Yeah. And like the movie tells, especially that's why it's called Concrete Love, the love story between Elisabeth and Gottfried, because his wife Elisabeth, she's kind of dying in the half of the movie suddenly. While we were shooting, she kind of died, and this kind of changed the whole family structure.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you feel like that she was the most important centerpiece of this family? I mean, a lot of mothers tend to be.
Kind of. I thought so. I didn't want to judge it so much, but I felt it this way. But it was especially interesting since we have family, everyone is an architect. We have kind of this situation where a family can become itself architecture. So how is a family built up, and what happens if somebody passes away, and how does it change the family?
Right.
And certainly she was a really inspiring part for Gottfried. Yeah.
Now, you meant in the description about the movie, it mentions about dealing with kind of the German economy and the crisis of construction and stuff like that. How do they deal with still being inspired to be architects who are wanting to build and not being able to do it as much when you deal with that kind of crisis? I mean,
yeah, this is kind of Gottfried started in a time after war where Cologne was was completely ruined.
Right.
So he kind of started to rebuild a lot and could build a lot, which, I mean, he built hundreds of buildings in his life. And now his sons are really brilliant architects in a time where you can't build anymore. It's even the opposite. You start kind of killing buildings to make more space, you know? This is kind of really, really special thing, how time changed so hard for this art in the last 50 years.
Did you get a sense of what they were inspired by the most?
The sons or Gottfried? Or?
Well, all of them.
Well, I mean, there's certainly some important architects like Mies van der Rohe and stuff like that. Gottfried is always relying to, like the way he builds. But that's the special thing. I think the Böhms make an architecture which is really emotional and comes out from the family situation, that they live together and talk together about stuff. So the film especially shows also this family life. So you're really going into this family.
So as a storyteller and all that, I know there's a lot of imagery, and what I do know of architecture, that light is one of the most important aspects,
right,
being able to come through a building. But I think that's very true of human nature. So if we talk about, mom being the inspiration, she's kind of the light of the family. How do they deal with that once, she's gone?
I think between the sons there's a lot of discussions who can build the next one, so kind of a competition even.
Okay.
And Gottfried kind of, because she's always wearing this red thing, like a red, I don't know how you call it, like a red coat, always.
Okay.
And he's kind of telling, when she's dead, he starts kind of telling about red is kind of this color of love. Love is an energy which always leads. So kind of in the end, he's building a beautiful theater near to Berlin in Potsdam, which is kind of red and reminds us on her coat.
So he gets a lot of her inspiration. That actually reminds, you talk about that imagery of the red, that reminds me of a foreign film, The Red Violin.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
Well, they make Stradivarius, and the dye in the violin to make it red was the blood of his dead wife in the resin, yeah. But just to add that imagery.
Cool, yeah. So. Yeah, it's kind of this.
Yeah. So, we're That Nerd Show, so one final question, because it's a reoccurring question with everybody. If you could do a superhero movie, TV show, or anything, what would it be?
Superhero movie.
Superhero, like comics? Would you do a villain, good guy? Would you reboot something, or would you want to do it, create your own?
I would I mean, I would really. I was now recently in Japan and I saw a lot of really good comics,
Japanese anime.
Japanese
Yeah.
anime, but in a really special way, like like drawn in a new way, but telling stories from really a long tradition. And that would be, for me, I think, really cool to shoot more movies with this old tradition of comics
Okay.
and storytelling, which is inside, because movie has become kind of general way to tell and to
They generalize
yeah,
everything
right.
way too much.
And this, I think, it would be cool for me. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. First time answer.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck with the film. Very interested in seeing it.